How could my boyfriend go from so loving to heartless so quickly? It's tea time. Real posts, real people, real problems. So grab your favorite cup of tea or whatever you like to drink and let's spill the tea and clean it up. Let's go. All right. So, what's up? I'm Tanya, one half of TNL.J Visions Relationship Coaching. And today we got another one. We're going to talk about this poster wondering how could my boyfriend go from so loving to heartless so quickly? Not only are we going to talk about it because we don't just like to discuss stuff and just talk, but we want to clean it up too. We want to end it with a final thought and, on a good note so that we may be a blessing to somebody who may be listening. Okay, so we got a good one today. All right, so my now ex boyfriend was the most loving man I'd ever met. We were best friends, inseparable, always talking, texting, or together. We told each other everything. I lived with him 5 to 7 days a week, but kept my rental because our relationship is still young. Smart. He had wanted me to move in, and I had the majority of my belongings at his house, including appliances, food, clothing. It was the love of my life. We had breakfast, hung out. Then we were going to the store. He needed to go to a few stores and the bank in another city and meet someone. He said he wanted me to drive. I asked for the address. He refused to give it to me. He said he'd tell me how to get there. I asked what the exit was. He refused to give it to me with an attitude. I had to ask him around 20 times to please give me the exit so I knew where to get off. He finally tells me, but he was irritated with me. Sounding fishy. As we're driving over, he makes a snooty comment inferring that I knew where I was. He then begins to argue that we had passed the intersection a few weeks ago. I said that doesn't matter. I don't know where we are going now, and he was the one driving. He starts yelling at me that I knew where to go. Mm. Then he's watching YouTube videos the whole time, so he's not giving directions, but told me to turn right. So I turn right, and he starts yelling at me that it's the next right. Whoa. Sounds like you got something on your hand, young lady. Okay, let's keep going. He tells me it's fine. Just drive through the parking lot and cross the street. I yell no. Talking to me like this. He said he not yelling or cussing at me. I said, that's not the issue. It's how you talk to me like I'm stupid when I already told you I don't know where I'm going. He kept cutting me off to say it's not a big deal. I parked the car, get out. He drove back, but when I opened the door, I saw my cat. I asked why my cat was there. Then I saw my belongings packed in the car. Wow. Okay, so let me wait. Hold. Wait, let me take a sip of my little tea. And my mama calling. So if you hear something, that's my mama. Okay, so what y'all got today? I got a little black tea again. I dig black tea. Good. All right, so let's hop back in. All right, let me rewind. I parked the car. I gotta wind it back. I just gotta wind this back. I parked the car and get out. I yelled. He could drive himself, and I began walking home. I left him the car keys and house keys. Eventually, he drove back, but when I opened the door, I saw my cat. I asked why my cat was there. Then I saw my belongings packed in the car. He said our relationship was over because I was disrespectful to him. He said he had nothing to be sorry about and that I should apologize to him. I said I was not going to apologize for getting upset and that he keeps being rude and could have just given directions from the beginning, which is true. I said, this was the fourth time he's done this. Well, he makes me drive the, I guess that's then. He makes me drive then, treats me like crap while driving to a new place in cities I'm not familiar. I can see how that can be frustrating, sis. So let me continue. He said I was too sensitive and literal. He kept trying to argue the whole time that he did nothing wrong while I kept telling him to stop talking to me until I got to the point I screamed to shut the duck up. Mm. I said I wanted to go to the house to get the rest of my things. I grabbed my keys to open the door, and he had already taken my key off my ring. He opened the door, and I began packing the rest of my belongings. He immediately began watching Instagram videos and laughing, playing music like our relationship and I was nothing. That's just a technique he was using to make you feel some type of way, but we'll continue. We'll spill the tea. We'll clean the tea up a little later. He said he was also taking the car. He gave me back immediately. Oh, stop the press. I gotta take another sip. Hold on. No, he didn't say he gonna take the car back too. That he gave. Ooh, ooh. Mm. Okay. He had told me when he gave it to me, even if we broke up, that was my car. Man, he came over to say this isn't what he wanted to happen. I said, yes, it is. You're the one who broke up with me, packed my things, and are kicking me out. It was your choice. He kept trying to argue with me, saying I was being sensitive over directions. I kept saying that's not what this is about and to leave me alone. We dropped my things off and he took my car key. He kept asking dumb questions and I eventually yelled at him. He said, I have anger issues now, but no way to get to work and I just paid the registration and maintenance. How could a guy go from loving me so much to just dumping me and acting like I was nothing so quickly? Well, well, well. Man, this is actually something that my husband Lamont and I discussed on another video that we put out actually yesterday about emotional manipulation. Is real. And this is what it sounded like it was to me from the jump. Hey, share your comments. Let me know what you think. Do this seem like a form of emotional manipulation to you as well? Because I'm not feeling the love. I'm not feeling like he really had that much love for you. If he could, go from being so in love to dumping you so quick. He took your car, he kicked you out over directions. But you were absolutely right, in my opinion. If I'm driving, and I'm entitled to my opinion, if I'm driving somewhere, I definitely want to know where I'm going, and I would like to preview the directions, or at least put it on a navigation or something, and put it up where I can see it, to where I don't have to ask you where I'm going. Okay, I mean, what's the big secret? Okay, but before I share my final thought on this whole thing, um, let's read some of the comments and see if they agree or disagree. So the first one says, "I'm sorry. It sounds like this was planned. Treat you badly, wait for you to react, then claim that the reaction was the actual problem and the cause for the breakup." Yeah, that's a good one. Does sound planned. I mean, like I said, anybody will give you the directions to where you going, especially if you driving. Otherwise, yeah, he definitely could have drove. Okay. Or like I said, put it on a navigation and just let the navigation play. All right. So the next person says, I came to say the same thing. It sounds calculated. It's very manipulative. Absolutely. He did wait for a reason to blame you for the breakup. He just needed you to react. Then instead of listening to your feelings, he attacked you for having them. This isn't love. He didn't love you before the moment, most likely. I'm sorry this happened to you. That's a great comment. Next. He could have met someone and decided to break up with you in this manner, or was grooming you for an abusive relationship, but you stuck up for yourself. You act like you're surprised, but then add it's the fourth time he's behaved like this. That's a good thing to point out. When someone shows you who you are, who they are, believe them the first time. Absolutely, Maya Angelou. Absolutely, this is something that my husband says a lot as well, and it's embedded in me too. Because I mean, now for a minute, when somebody show me who they are, at first I'm taking heed to it. So yes, people are who they are. Okay, again, four times, that was a lot. I know you was probably trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you feel like you were, you had more love for him, but definitely pay attention to the red flags because a lot of the times they're there. And a lot of the times the men try to groom you on up or women, but I'm going to say man in this situation because it's the man doing this. They groom you on up only to manipulate you and to get what they want out of you and then be gone. But I love this comment as well. The next comment said, I said this was the fourth time, and so it's not the first time the perfect man slips. Well, first of all the qualities a person can possess, kindness, it's required the heaviest proof. If you give gifts on random days, I can assume you are in general a given person. If you're never late at work, I can assume you are in general a punctual person. But if you're kind on random days, that says nothing on whether or not you're going to be kind when you're stressed or on special occasion. I'm guessing this is. If you're always kind at work, that says nothing on whether or not you're kind to strangers or waiters. And yes, just because you're kind when you feel respected doesn't say anything about how you'll react when you feel disrespected. You found out that's definitely not the case for your ex. Also, try to remember, he has he ever apologized when you told him he hurt you in some ways? Good one. Next person said cancel the registration. Get that money back. Hey, is that thing? Oh, okay. Number one thing, if someone gives you a car, is to get that put in your name. I'm sorry this happened to you. True indeed. If you give me a car, I do want it in my name. If it's still in the other person's name, then it's technically still theirs. And we'll make this the last one. All right. Next comment. He didn't go cold. He stopped pretending to be warm. A man doesn't switch off like that. He was collecting evidence to justify leaving the whole time. He just waiting to see you raise your voice and make it your fault. You didn't lose him today. You lost him the moment he started controlling the car and calling it love. All right. I would like that comment too because the point that controlling is in there is one of the, it's a form of manipulation. It's a manipulation tactic. So he was definitely a controlling person. And again, yes, that car could have been the thing that he was using to act like or manipulate you into thinking that he loves you, playing on your emotions, emotional manipulation. Okay, so to wrap this up, I really, really, feel for you. I'm glad that you are out of this relationship. I'm so glad you're out of this relationship. Um, so yeah, definitely pay attention to the red flags from the beginning because just like that comment said, and we always say this as well, when somebody shows you who they are the absolute first time, believe them. And I know you hurting right now. And I know that this whole thing don't make sense. One minute you out here sharing breakfast with a man, and you thought that he was gonna be your forever guy, and the next he packing your stuff up and taking back promises. It's crazy. It's like it never meant a thing to him. It's cold, it's calculated, it's confusing, and most of all, it cuts deep. But here's the truth: love without emotional maturity is a dangerous thing. You can be loving one day and dismissive the next. If you don't have the tools to communicate, to honor, and to take responsibility, that's terrible. And that's exactly all the things that this guy didn't do. He didn't communicate with you. He definitely didn't have honor, and he definitely don't take responsibility. What you experienced is, it wasn't just a breakup. It was like a whole mask coming off this person. It was just somebody else that, you know, manipulated your emotions and, and just kind of played you. So let me be very clear. You're not too sensitive. You saw a pattern of emotions manipulation and trying to speak up. That's not a weakness. It's actually courage. Don't let anybody gaslight you into believing that your tears were too much or that your voice was the problem, because it wasn't. Sometimes God allows, the exit to be painful so you don't walk back through that door again. Like you said, it happened 4 times. Okay. So that was a painful exit. So hopefully you don't walk through that door again. So what do you do now? Number one, you go heal. You got to heal. You want to grieve, you grieve the dream and not just the man. And you remember that being loved shouldn't cost you your voice, your sanity, or your dignity. You deserve clarity. You deserve kindness and a conversation, not chaos and control. Nobody wants to be in a controlling, chaotic relationship, because that's not love. Okay. And to be in a relationship, the goal is to have love. Love. That's why my husband and I are out here doing these videos, and we created the channel Visions of Love in Relationship, because where there's no vision, the people perish. And you have to have vision and you have to have love in a relationship for growth. Okay. So just know that this isn't the end. It's just, think of it as a hard reset. Okay. It's God protection dressed up as a heartbreak. And even though it hurts now, your peace is about to come back, because you're going to be able to gather your thoughts. This was just a stepping stone in your life that you didn't need. Okay. And the next time you'll recognize the red flags before you build on top of any plans in the future. You'll recognize those red flags. So what I got to say, let me make myself huge. What I want to say to that is to just stay strong, stay soft, and don't apologize for expecting love that honors you, because you deserve that. You are not too much. He just wasn't enough for you. All right. And thank you so much for visiting the channel. If this poster ever sees this, which I hope she do, I hope you get something out of it. And if you're going through an emotional manipulation situation, get yourself out of that situation. It's no way to live. It's no way to get to be in a relationship. And you definitely don't want to marry an emotionally manipulating person, because who knows what else comes after that. You want to be happy. That's the key. All right. And I will just sip my little tea. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like, comment, share. See you on the next one. Same time, same place.